evening, Eileen. Opening statement.
Howell Township Zoning Board of Adjustment, Monday, July 28th, 2025. I hereby declare this meeting of the Howell Township Zoning Board to be open, adequate notice having been given pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act in the following manner. First, on January 2nd, 2025, a copy of said notice was emailed to the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger. Second, on January 2nd, 2025, a copy of said notice was hand-delivered to the clerk of the Township of Howell. Third, on January 2nd, 2025, said notice was posted in the office of the Zoning Board and on the bulletin board in the Howell Township Municipal Building, 4567 Route 9, Howell Township, New Jersey. In accordance with the Fire Prevention Code and for your safety, please be advised that this facility is designed with 2 emergency exits at the front and rear of the meeting room. Furthermore, smoking is not permitted in the municipal building. Please take note that this meeting is being videotaped for possible future broadcasts on Howell Township TV 77. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. Could we have a roll call?
Mr. Barillo.
Here.
Mr. Cantor.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Here.
Mr. Roscoe is excused tonight. Mr. Ryan.
Present.
Ms. Scottson. Here. Mr. Kavarakis.
Here.
And Chairman Mertens.
I am here too. Could
You have a
everybody
quorum.
rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Andy, could you swear in our professionals?
Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your names for the record.
Charles Cunliffe. Jennifer Beam.
Professionals are sworn, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do we have any minutes tonight?
No minutes to approve tonight.
Correspondence?
I have 2 things for correspondence. Case number BA 21-18X, extension of time for Mohammed Qayyum, will be carried to August 11th, 2025 with no notice. No notice is required for an extension of time.
Okay, so anybody here for case number BA 21-18X is going to be carried, and what was that date again?
To August 11th, 2025, the
Okay,
next zoning board meeting.
And no further notice. Okay, thank you, Eileen. And the second one?
The next item is case number BA 24-20, Julie Rich, LLC, will be carried to September 15th, 2025 with no further notice. An extension has been granted to the board through September 30th, 2025.
Okay, thanks. Anybody here for case number BA 24-20? That will be carried to September 15th, 2025 with no further...
Yes, that's a quick check.
I'm here for that.
September 15th.
September 15th.
What is their cancellation policy? What is
It's their case. They can decide how they want to present it, so.
so they can just keep canceling as far as they want?
Yeah, I apologize, but
No,
that's beyond our...
policy. And another thing, I just like to put, I know last time I was here, they
Should
I
wait.
had pictures.
You should wait till you
Yes.
come back.
Okay, so that will be carried to September 15th, 2025 with no further notice and an expiration of September 30th, 2025. Okay, next we have a resolution for case number BA 19-26A, Oak Glen LLC. Resolution granting use variance amended preliminary final site plan approval. Eligible voters, Barillo, Cantor, Hughes, O'Donnell, Orozco, and Mertens. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Hughes,
Second.
second by Mr. O'Donnell. Roll call.
Mr. Barillo.
Yes.
Mr. Cantor.
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes.
And Chairman Mertens.
Yes.
Resolution approved.
Okay, so we're on to the meeting. Okay, up first is case number BA 25-06, Jersey Central Power and Light Company. Use variance and preliminary final site plan with bulk variance. The applicant is seeking approval for replacement of existing public utility structure along JCP&L transmission line corridor, and improvements to a public utility substation, Larrabee. The proposed improvements include the replacement of existing lattice tower and wood pole structures along the utility transmission line corridor on various lots and blocks, Smithburg to Larrabee Collector Station. This application was previously heard on July 14th, 2025, with an expiration of September 20th. Good evening. Good to see you back.
Good evening.
It's been a while.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Before I get started, we have an exhibit that we'd just like to pass out. We're going to put it up on the television tonight. Is it okay if we just pass it out real quick?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Now, do you have anybody new that's going to be testifying tonight, or we're just fighting the same, somebody from the old cast?
So we have one witness this evening, Mr. Hozempa, who testified at the prior
Okay.
hearing, so we'll just be recalling Mr.
Okay.
Hozempa.
Charlie, it should be 8:34.
Before we get started, Mr. O'Donnell, you're certified?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. We have that on record.
So good evening again, and for the record, Benjamin Nadell appearing on behalf of the applicant, JCP&L, partnered with the law firm Saul Ewing out of Princeton, New Jersey. The application before you this evening is for preliminary and final major site plan approval, along with D variance and C variance relief. The application is in support of the New Jersey Clean Energy Corridor project, also known as the NJCEC project. Just a quick recap for everyone. There's two components to this application. The first component is the replacement of existing lattice towers and wooden structures in the utilities transmission line corridor. There's a total of 60 structures being removed from the right-of-way, and there's a total of 31 new steel monopoles on concrete foundations being proposed in the right-of-way. The second component is to upgrade and improve the existing Larrabee electrical substation. Tonight's hearing is a continuation of the board's July 14th hearing. On July 14th, you heard from 5 of the applicant's witnesses. First, you heard from Larry Hozempa, First Energy's General Manager of Planning, who explained the NJCEC project scope and purpose. You then heard from Jeffrey Morris, a civil engineer with Boswell Engineering, who explained the new improvements to both the right-of-way and the substation. We then heard from Amy Jones, the project's environmental consultant, who provided an overview of the environmental permitting for this project. We then heard from Christine Cafone, the applicant's professional planner, who discussed the variance relief being sought by the applicant. We then heard testimony from Pamela Dopart from Exponent. Ms. Dopart had discussed the science behind EMF and public utilities. I do want to mention the public was granted the opportunity to cross-examine each of our witnesses during the last hearing. You'll recall from the July 14th hearing that the board specifically requested testimony as to the infrastructure on the substation property that connects to Mayod's project. Over the past 2 weeks, we met with the board's professionals to clarify these points, and we have a very brief presentation for you this evening to finalize our testimony with just one witness.
Okay.
We'll recall Mr. Hozempa, First Energy's General Manager of Planning, who also testified during the last hearing, and who's prepared to offer testimony in response to the board's questions raised at the last meeting. Before we call Mr. Hozempa, I do want to highlight 2 topics that we'll discuss this evening. So first, during our meetings with the board's professionals, it was determined that taking a phased approach to the construction of some of the infrastructure on the substation parcel, specifically the infrastructure that connects to Mayod's project, would be a better approach for the overall project. First Energy and JCP&L have agreed to delay construction for the infrastructure that connects directly to Mayod. And we have a new exhibit this evening that we will present that breaks out those improvements so the board can see the differences between the 2 types of infrastructure. And as part of that phasing, it was also determined that there is approximately 0.19 acres of tree clearing that can be delayed until Mayod's project is approved.
Till
Separately-
Mayod gets its construction permits.
That is correct, once
Okay.
Mayod gets its construction.
Not approved, construction permits.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then the second topic for tonight, so during our meeting with the board's professionals last week, the existing security fence around the substation was discussed, specifically the barbed wire that's installed at the top of the security fence. As a result of our discussions with the board's professionals, JCP&L is going to agree to a condition in the approval to work in good faith with the board's professionals on an alternate design for the security fence. It will not consist of barbed wire, but it might be up to 10 feet tall. So tonight, we're going to be seeking a variance for the height of that fence. Again, it might not be exactly 10 feet, we might come in less. We don't expect it to be greater than 10 feet. So we're going to seek the 10-foot variance.
And that's something that I would be supportive of.
Okay.
It will resolve their security concerns, but also not provide the barbed wire, which we don't allow in town.
Yes.
So I think
Okay.
it's a good,
Compromise.
exactly. So I would be very supportive of the relief, and I feel like I requested it, so I feel like we should be able to deal with it in that way.
Okay. And Mr. Nadell, we also agreed, we are going to get the tree fund for the clearing of the trees.
Yes, so,
Okay.
and during the last hearing, Ms. Jones confirmed we will comply
Okay.
with the township's tree
Yeah,
ordinance. Yep.
we appreciate that. Thank you.
So with that, unless there's any questions, we'll go ahead and call Mr. Hozempa.
No? I think we're all,
Great. And since Mr. Hozempa was previously sworn and is still under oath, we're good to go?
We're good.
All right. Mr. Hozempa, and just for the record, you recall you're still under oath from the July 14th hearing?
Yes.
Great. You'll recall at the conclusion of the last hearing, the board asked for additional testimony regarding the improvements on JCP&L's Larrabee substation parcel that connects to Mayod's project. Would you please discuss those specific improvements within the JCP&L Larrabee substation parcel?
Yeah, before I do that, I'd like to give a little bit of an overview of this entire project overall from what the BPU awarded. So the BPU awarded various developers and transmission owners projects to develop offshore wind, and that's all called the state agreement
I'm
approach.
just gonna stop you. Just give them like what you're phasing. They already know about the fact that offshore wind is like, put on hold, maybe not, yes, maybe. They don't care. Focus on your project, what on your project is required for the Mayot project, and how you're gonna phase it. That's all they need to know. That's it.
So let's go ahead and,
Objection sustained.
do we need to mark the exhibit into evidence?
It's A34, Ben.
A34, great. So, Mr. Hozempa, you were involved in the preparation of the exhibit that we'll be using this evening.
Yes, I was.
Can you please walk the board through the improvements that are highlighted in red, which I understand are the improvements that will connect to Mayot's project?
Yes, what this is, if you look at the diagram that's on the screen, is the outline of the properties in blue. And then within that blue outline, there is a gray outline that is the outline of the substation that's on that parcel. So those are kind of the key components. We'll talk around those things so you can understand what's going on. So we'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. So at the very top of the property line, but outside the substation fence, there's a red line that runs from left to right. In the middle of that red line, there's a dot that has a 3 beside it. That's structure number 3. So from structure 4 to structure 3 to the Mayod property line, which is on the east side of the property, those facilities will not be constructed until we get Mayod's construction permit. So that'd be structure number 3 and the spans of wire between 4 and 3 to the structure on Mayod's property. Also to the right, just under that red line, there's a little red line. That is the communication cable. It's an optical fiber communication cable that would run between JCP&L substation for communication to Mayod's proposed substation. Now, since they won't have it on their property, that will not need to be installed until, again, they have facilities on their property after they receive their construction permit. So those things at the top of the screen will not be constructed as part of this delay in those components.
So is it safe to say that everything on the exhibit in red is going to be delayed until such time as Mayod is in a position to get their construction permits?
That is correct.
Thanks.
Awesome.
So I think we,
Again, just to confirm for the record, Mr. Hozempa, First Energy, and JCP&L will agree as a condition of the approval not to construct the improvement showed on red on the exhibit in front of us, which has been marked A34, until such time that MAOD has a construction permit. Yes or no?
That's correct.
okay.
Jen? I'm sorry, Ms. Beam. They have to then come back to us?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They're asking us to approve the entirety of their site plan, but they're saying that these improvements will only be implemented at such time as MAOD gets their construction permits.
Okay.
That way, they don't have to come back, but the improvements are not going to be constructed in the event that the project doesn't move forward. It depends on how you guys, like, what your disposition is at the meeting that they're here. But these are the things that they need to do for that, and they're willing to say, we're going to put a pin in it until such time as they're pulling their construction permits, which I think is fair.
Thank
That
you.
way, they don't have to come back.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would just suggest that the board acts favorably, that this exhibit be made a sheet in the plan set, just one full plan sheet of the overall, just how it is colorized, and that way it's pretty clear for the board
Yes,
and it's part of the
I
record.
agree, Charlie, thank you. Okay,
So that'll conclude our direct testimony.
Andy, since he testified last time, I said that there would be no further public comment unless there was new testimony. Do we still have to
Well,
formally?
I'd open it up just on this limited
Yeah,
point.
I was going to,
Yeah.
motion to open to public. Motion. All in favor? Aye. Eileen?
The board will now be open to the public. For questions or comments, please come up and state your name and your address.
Seeing nobody, I'll make a motion to close.
Second it. Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
Professionals, anything else? Okay. Board members?
One quick question. Mr. Nadell, I heard you say earlier that there was a compromise made in lieu of the barbed wire to go 10 feet. You said it may not be exactly 10 feet. Can you commit to some kind of range, like on the bottom end? We're not
I would
talking about
say-
6 feet, right?
I would say no greater than 10 feet. 6 feet is not going to cut it
Right.
because 6 feet requires the barbed wire. So
Right, but what would the minimum be?
I would say probably 9 feet is probably the minimum.
So between 9 and 10?
I mean, right now, it's 8 feet with a foot of barbed wire, so it's 9 feet currently. So I would say between 9 and 10 feet probably is what we're talking about.
And my client just said that sounds about right.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, John.
That's all I have.
Hi. I did mention this the last time, and I just wanted to make sure, or maybe just ask it again, just for clarity. The improvements to the infrastructure for JCP&L's transmission line corridor and the Larrabee Station is not contingent on the MOAD project, or how can I say it? The financial part of it, right? So in 2022, JCP&L was awarded the project. They were given $723 million in investments. Does the offshore wind project, if that never materializes, how does that affect the infrastructure improvements?
So whether offshore wind moves forward or does not, JCP&L will continue to advance this project because of the improvements to the infrastructure and the additional capacity and reliability that is added to the system by these upgrades.
Okay, so it's not dependent, it's not contingent, or doesn't go along with MOAD's approval of construction permits?
Correct.
Okay.
Only the elements that were discussed tonight would not be constructed if the If Mayotte did not get their construction permits, then those things shown in red tonight on that exhibit would not be constructed.
Okay. That was my concern in this whole thing, that JCP&L is going to still move forward with improving the infrastructure, even if the wind energy development projects never materialize.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Nadell, any further before we? No, I
That'll
didn't think
conclude.
so.
Thank you.
Okay, members of the board, at this time, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we grant the use variance and preliminary final major site plan with bulk variance for this applicant with the contingencies so described this evening, including the fence and the future construction if needed. Is there anything else that I missed?
Well, typical, the reports, and Charlie's report.
Oh, and everything stated in the professional's
Yeah,
report.
Plus whatever's been testified to the previous night and tonight.
I think that covers it, Glenn. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Ryan. Roll call?
Mr. Barillo?
Yes.
Mr. Cantor?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mr. Ryan?
Yes.
Ms. Scottson?
Yes.
And Chairman Mertens.
Mr. Nadell, you did a very good job presenting this case. I think you had some good professionals, and we appreciate your time, and I vote yes as well.
Application is approved.
And we also would like to thank the board and the board's professionals. We've been working together with the township for well over the last year and a half on this project, and we do appreciate all the cooperation and working together to make the project successful. So thank you to all of you as well.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Get her done.
Okay, the next case up on the agenda is case BA 18-01A, Freehold Church of Christ, use variance and minor site plan. Application to Freehold Church of Christ, seeking approval to construct a one-story parsonage with 2 proposed dry well, concrete walkways, concrete patio, and utilities on Block 141, Lot 20.02, 46 Strickland Road. Expiration date is September 2nd, 2025.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, excuse me, and the members of the board. My name is Edward McKenna. I'm an attorney from Red Bank, New Jersey. I'm here on behalf of the Church of Christ. They're located at 46 Strickland here in Howell. We have with us this evening the minister of the church, John Brown. This application is to establish a parsonage, which would be appended to the church.
Okay.
And this application actually has been heard before by this board in 1992. It was approved in its entirety, including all the things we are asking for this evening, meaning the variances and a waiver. And Ms. Gaffone will address that in her planning testimony. But I'd just like to introduce Mr. Steve Kislick from Abington Engineering. He's going to give a brief description of the
Okay, Mr.
application.
McKenna, what we normally do is we'll get everybody sworn in first, and then,
Yes.
Christine knew to come up right away. Yeah,
Yes, she knows the truth.
Do you swear that testimony you give will be the truth? Swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, please state your names for the record, starting with the gentleman in the blue jacket.
Yes, my name's Steve Kislick. I'm a licensed landscape architect in the state of New Jersey, and I'm a partner at Abington Engineering. To
Can you
present
just
this-
spell your last name, sir?
Kiselick.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Brown. I'm a representative and minister of the Freehold Church of Christ.
okay. Thank you.
And hi, Christine Caffone, planner for the applicant.
Okay.
Mr. Kislick, would you present to the board just a brief description of the application?
Okay, the church would like...
Credentials
I'm
Or-
I'm
okay.
sorry.
first, and then,
Mr. Kislik, you are a licensed landscape architect?
Yes, I am.
And a member and partner of Abington Engineering, correct?
Yes, I am.
And you have appeared before the boards in Howell Township before?
Yes, I
And
have.
been qualified as an expert witness, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we accept your qualifications.
Thank you.
Now, you can go.
Briefly, the church is looking to provide a residence in the rear yard of their existing property, which will consist of 1,387 square feet. It's a one-story building that will be 15 feet high, and it will be 280 feet from the frontage along Strickland Road. The purpose of the residence is to provide a full-time parsonage for a full-time minister. And that briefly explains the proposed condition.
Would any of the members of the board have any questions of Mr. Kislik in that regard?
No. Jennifer?
No.
Charlie?
No, the only questions I have, so just to give the board some added background on this, so this was here in 2018. They paved the gravel parking lot and maybe expanded a little bit, and as part of that, they also put a little stormwater basin kind of on the southeast corner of the property in front of the church. I think that the parsonage that they're proposing is a very modest structure. It's one story in comparison to like the site. There's existing nonconformities with the site, doesn't meet the conditional use standards for a house of worship, which none of that I don't think is changing with the application. Those are all things that were considered as part of the last application before the board, so I take no issue with that. As far as the stormwater perspective, they are providing dry wells for the house of worship, which we found acceptable. They just need to clarify some details on the plans just to make sure it matches what was shown on the plan. And then just to clarify, I think the application documents had this listed as a major site plan. We didn't consider that based off the limited scope of it. So this is a very minor addition to an existing developed site. The couple things I had questions on, so the waste, it's all going to be like household waste. So they're going to have like the same hauler that comes in to collect for the church to collect for the parsonage.
That's correct.
And then as far as lighting, there's no additional lighting other than maybe some security lighting on the residence and the entry and exit ways?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I believe when this was here last time, the board granted a waiver of installing sidewalks along the right-of-way.
They did.
I take no issue with the continuation of that, given this is just adding a parsonage for the house of worship. The only other two comments that I had was, anytime we get a property back before the board, we'd like to see right-of-way dedication or an easement be provided to get the master plan half-width. Would the applicant have an issue with providing that if it hadn't previously been done as part of the last application?
No, we'd have no problem with it.
And then looking at aerials, the stormwater basin that was put in was supposed to have a sand bottom. It just needs a little TLC. Would the applicant have an issue with like clarifying that and removing any vegetation as a condition of the approval?
No, not at all.
All right, that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Do we need to even hear testimony? Do anybody need to hear testimony from the applicant himself?
I'd like to know, Charlie. Personally, I don't think so. I think the request to have a parsonage there is perfectly.
Yeah, because I really don't.
And it's such a minor application, I personally don't need to secure anything.
Even from their planner?
I think she should come up very
Yeah.
quickly because I don't think I need to hear from the pastor.
Okay, yeah.
Christine can
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
through it.
you're on
I'll see what she says.
the timer.
Hi, got it, I'm aware. Duly
Okay.
noted.
We're well aware of it.
Yes, duly noted. So good evening for the record, Christine Cafone, licensed professional planner, testified here many occasions.
We accept your credentials, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. So this application has been before this board in one shape or another for 35 years. I reviewed 3 resolutions, one from 1990, one from 1992, and one from 2018. The subject property is in the R4 zone, and churches are conditionally permitted, houses of worship. For the parsonage, we meet all the required setbacks. So what the board has to wrestle with is, absent compliance with the conditional use standards, is this still an appropriate location for this use? Given the historic nature of the use, given the fact that the buffer has been previously considered by this board, and the willingness by the applicant to accept the conditions of approval, which include working with your professionals should that buffer need to be supplemented at all, we're happy to do that. I think the board can still find that this is an appropriate location for this use, and the relief can be continued to granted with no substantial detriment to the zone plan or the public good, taking notice as well that churches and houses of worship are an inherently beneficial use. So I have nothing further on direct.
Christine, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
'Cause, my memory doesn't serve me well here. What's the size of this lot?
2.98 acres. 2.98 acres, and the requirement, the conditional use requirement is 5 acres. And there is no opportunity to acquire additional property.
All right. And is there septic and well on there, or city water? What's there?
That I'll have to ask.
Be connecting to public water and sewer.
We will connect to public water and sewer.
And sewer, okay. And how many people are going to live there? Just one?
Just one.
And that's the pastor or?
Correct.
Priest?
Yes.
Just one. Okay, that's it.
Anybody else?
Mr. Chair, just.
Yeah, okay, Charlie.
2 comments. So, I think it might be worthwhile if the applicant has any desire to put in a small shed for the parsonage, maybe like a 10 by 10 or something like that. You know, if the board doesn't have an issue with that.
This is a good time to do it.
Yeah, correct, and just, is that something the applicant's okay with, you know, putting on the plan a 10 by 10? They don't have to construct it, if they ever do want to, then they don't have to come back to the board.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yes, we'll be happy.
I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
something that we could deal with as a reso compliance issue.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
you could, like, show us where you would like to put it and make sure that Charlie and I are okay with the location.
Be happy to.
You got the thumbs up, so that's,
And then they are clearing some trees, so just they'll have to get a tree clearing permit as part of any condition of approval.
Yeah.
And then I think the representation that it's a house for the pastor, it's a parsonage, you know, something like not to be rented out to outside tenants or something like that. Is that something applicant's amenable to?
No, not anticipated at all.
Okay, all right, that's all I have.
good point, Charlie, thanks. Okay, we'll have to go to public real quick. I don't think we're gonna,
Make a motion to open to public?
all in favor?
Yep.
The board will now be open to the public. If you'd like to ask a question or a comment, please come up and state your name and address.
Motion by...
Seeing none, motion to close?
You're seconding now. She beat you to it.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear you.
All in favor? Okay, Mr. McKenna, final comments?
I just want to thank the board for their time, and hope that this will benefit the church significantly. So thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve this application. And everything looks good, and they're working with us, so, based on all the testimony and obviously all the paperwork between the professionals and all, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Barillo. Can I have a roll call?
Mr. Barillo?
Yes.
Mr. Cantor?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mr. Ryan?
Yes.
Ms. Scottson?
Yes.
And Chairman Mertens?
Yes, and good luck.
Thank you
Application
again
is
for your
approved.
time. It's good to see everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We will begin the next case, case number BA 25-04, SCB Farmingdale LLC. Type use variance, description application, SCB Farmingdale LLC is applicant and owners seeking approvals to construct a 1,500 square foot detached garage in the SCD 1 zone. The application indicates a 3-car garage is proposed with other site improvements on Block 49, Lots 5 and 6, 291 Squonkam Road. Expiration is August 29th, 2025. Good evening, Mr. Jackson. Good to see you back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's good to be back. For the record, John Jackson, on behalf of the applicant, who is here, Mr. Scott Bassender is the alter ego of the applicant. It's a business entity that he has. I'm here with Mr. Tim Laurie and Ms. Christine Cafone. And with your permission, if I could have Mr. Laurie sworn, and he'll tell you about the application.
You swear that you're consistent? Okay, come on.
We were going to switch things up.
Ask for Christina.
Probably not. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Okay.
Yes.
Please state your names for the record.
Tim Laurie, L-U-R-I-E.
Christine Cafone.
So what we're doing is we're adding a garage to a single-family home. It's really that simple. Mr. Laurie, you want to give the zone, the application, the overview, et cetera?
I'm going to pull the plan up on the screen. The property is lots 5 and 6, block 49. It's located on 291 Farmingdale Road. It's located in the SED-1 zone. The property consists of an existing 2-story single-family house, and we are proposing a 1,500 square foot garage in the rear of the property. The lot has existing variances, which is the minimum lot area, which is required 120,000 per the zone. We have a 29,289 square foot lot. We also have an existing variance for the lot frontage, which is 200 feet is required. We only have 100 feet of width on this lot. So you can see this lot is undersized in the zone. We also have setback variances for the existing house, where we have the front setback requires 60 feet. To the porch of the house is 44 feet. We have a side setback of 50 feet required in the zone. The house sits 5.7 feet off the side property line to the east. We have, we're requesting, there was in the review letter stated about waivers for the driveway. As you see, the driveway enters right along about 3 feet off the side of the property line. We can relocate that driveway so we can have 5 feet and not have that waiver anymore. In addition, there's another waiver that was requested for going into the garage. As you can see in the 1,500 square foot garage, we have two garage doors in the front, and then we have a side door that goes in the side, and there's also a rear door that opens up according to the plans. This is a prefab metal building that's going to match the house in the same color. It's shown on the upper right-hand portion of the plans. And we have, if you go back to the plan view, we're showing 20 feet of pavement in front of the garage. There was a comment about having a side entry garage needs 30 feet. We can certainly increase that 10 feet that's in front. As you can see, right beyond the garage is the septic field area. So that's why we stopped the pavement there. But if we move the garage back a couple more feet, we have plenty of room in the rear setback that we can certainly gain that 30 feet and not have that waiver request anymore. The board engineer stated in his review letter about possible wetlands to the rear of the property. My environmental specialist has gone out there, and the wetlands is more than 150 feet away from that property. So we do have room to move that property back. And if you look on like an aerial view, you'll see along the east side, there's an existing warehouse building that's set more towards the end of our property in the rear there, which further confirms that the wetlands are further off site. There's a stream possibly about 1,500 feet away from this property. That's a basic overview of the site. So let me see, I'm going through the May 1st, 2025 letter from the board engineer, just to make sure I cover everything. We're proposing the garage average height is 16 feet. The peak of the garage is 18 feet. We conform to the setbacks for the accessory structure, which is 2 times the height, which is 32.10 feet from the side. And then from the rear, we're over 77.68 feet from the rear. That's why we have room where we can push this back to eliminate that waiver of 30 feet in the front.
We also agree on the prefab steel structure that there's a comment from the board planner that she would like some more architectural textures to the face of that building, the sides. We can certainly accommodate that and work with the board professionals during compliance to add those items to the steel structure so it fits in more with the character of a garage.
I would suggest, though, you still seek the relief, because I don't think you're gonna 100% comply with what we ask. In the ordinance, I'm not saying what I ask, I'm saying in the ordinance, with the phone bounds and all that stuff. So I think they should still receive the relief, but I would welcome working with them as a resident compliance item to address the blank walls that we're gonna see.
Good?
We will agree to that,
Okay,
yes.
thanks.
And I noticed we're located on Squonkam Road, which is a county road. And we will pay into the sidewalk fund. There are no sidewalks within any proximity of this site.
I'm not so thrilled about that. I think they should provide sidewalk. We talk about this all the time. We have to start somewhere. Sidewalk has to start somewhere. And the community is becoming more walkable. I mean, maybe not so much over here yet, but if we don't get it from them now, we're gonna have to pay to put it in at some point.
The applicant has agreed to do it.
Okay, great,
Yeah,
perfect.
got to start somewhere, so. Thanks, Jen.
Mr. Chair, can I ask some questions?
You sure may.
Yeah, so, on the plan that we have, it says the wetlands in the back are from GeoWeb. Did you have someone go out there and prepare some kind of field delineation or recommendation report?
I have Penny Greiber from my office, who's an environmental specialist, who's been dealing in wetlands for 30 years. She went out there and she noted that the wetlands are 180 feet off this property at least.
Did she formalize anything in like writing in a memo to you or anything like that?
I can get it to you.
Yeah, I would say if an environmental professional is gonna put something in paper that says there's no impact to wetlands and they're well off the property, and they provide it for our record, I don't think that they need to go get an LOI. However, if the report says something otherwise and there's potential that buffers could be on the property, then, you know, they would have to address that as a part of
Yes.
resolution compliance.
Okay.
The structure itself, so you're gonna shift it back as you need it to, and then you're gonna expand in front of the two garage entryways to be 30 feet?
That's correct.
Okay, so what's the need for the third garage door to the back of the site, or back of the building where there is no driveways to that?
The need for that is he has race cars that he races down.
How
and
would he get
Vineland
it back there?
On a trailer. No, it's just, he's not going back there. He's just opening the back door with the trailer so he doesn't hit the back of the
Right, but
building.
how would the trailer even get back there without a driveway?
No, if it's backing in from the front to the back.
I'm still not understanding the need for a door if it's not going out of the building. You don't, if you're backing something into a building, you don't need a back door open just in case you're gonna hit it. That's
Well,
ridiculous.
it's also when you're working in the garage, it lets the air in and stuff like that.
You
It's all
don't
open
need
to
a
the back.
full bay door for that.
We'd prefer, but, you know, if that offends the application, we'll abide by it, but I don't see how it really
Okay.
affects
Or,
anything.
you know, or some type of representation and condition approval that no driveway will be expanded, and then should that happen, they would have to come back to the board to seek amended approval?
We'll agree to that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So, and I think the overall tone of my letter is, I'm just concerned, because the town did rezone a lot of these properties to different versions of the SED, and a lot of them allow trade contractor businesses and things like that, landscape contractors. And the height of the structure, and we question it, and that's why they were deemed incomplete originally, is it's not a standard residential garage. It's like 12 feet to the eaves and then another 16 or 18 feet to the ridge. So, you know, are they putting a lift in there? It looks more commercial in nature. And I just want to make sure we're getting on the record what this applicant intends to use it for, and that way it becomes part of the record, so if the property sells at some point in the future, We're not getting someone else trying to run a landscaping business in here and,
Or even a service station.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Jackson, can you,
Yes, I'd like to mark this. This is what my client wants to do with this. He has a race car and a trailer, and that's
Give it
his
to
hobby.
Eileen.
I gave one to Mr. Cumberland.
This will be A11.
There's gonna be no lift in there, it's just to store the car. just
And-
like a
and
normal
the
garage.
trailer.
can you
which is tall.
grab that and pass it around?
Well, it's not just to store the car, it's to store the trailer.
The trailer as well.
No, I know. I'm gonna.
Do you have that electronically or no?
you have a PowerPoint, right?
I guess not.
I mean,
I was told not to.
I told him not to bring a PowerPoint.
I have a PowerPoint.
I don't need it, here.
I'm good.
Get that right now.
so, and then, it's a county right away, obviously, so you'll get a letter no interest on their end. The roof leader collection system and the drywall, we had some technical comments, you'll comply with that as condition of approval. And then, sorry, I had two more things. So, the lots, have they been
consolidate.
they will be consolidated?
We'll consolidate.
Okay.
I don't think I'll find out, I'm not sure.
Okay.
When the
If-
survey that we got from the other survey.
If they haven't, they will be as a condition of approval.
we'll
Okay.
do it.
And then there's an access easement along the eastern side of this property that serves this property. Can you give us any idea on what that is for, what the history of that is, whether the applicant has any intent to put a driveway in there at some point in the future?
Yeah, we have no intent to put a driveway in there. I believe the access easement went back to that warehouse that's to the rear of the site. Let me get the site plan out. You got it there? There's another plan.
You just get on the record. So it's for storage of these cars and nothing else? Personal, like, get them to say.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Ryan?
Sure. Mr. Laurie, the application is calling for a three-car garage. We're really looking for a three-door garage, correct?
Correct.
All right. So what would you say the vehicle capacity of this three-door garage will be?
Probably four vehicles.
And it's not just for cars, it's for other types of,
No, just curious.
Yeah, four
It's-
cars.
It says three-car garage, it's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it could do more than three cars, it's
Right.
1,500 square feet,
yeah,
so.
it's just, he can put his toys in there, various things that he
50
has.
feet of parking spots, 9 by 18, so 9 by 20, say, so that's like 2 and 2 with a couple extra feet.
Okay, just want to be clear on that.
So what is that? He's saying 4?
Max 4?
Max 4.
Yes, and just to clarify, so it's for the applicant's own storage of his own vehicles and other related equipment and appurtenances. It's not, we had another user with a large,
Yeah, we
much
did, and
larger
that's a good
garage,
point.
and they were operating essentially a commercial enterprise on that premises. This is just for their own personal use of their own personal vehicles and equipment, trailers, fancy race cars.
It's for his own personal use.
Correct.
Yeah, Scott Bassender's here, he owns Martell's in Point Pleasant Beach. He's not going to be running a mechanic shop out of there. This is for his stuff.
Okay, just so it's on record, that's fine. We just want to make sure it's on record.
Thank you.
We also need that's going to live there.
Yeah, so they'll,
And-
you can go.
And we talked about this, your professional and I talked about this, Christine and I talked about this. The use of the residence is going to be for his family,
Yes,
correct? It's
yes.
not going to be rented out to a third party.
Yes.
It's going to be for his
And
family.
if we ever seek to change that,
You have to come back.
we'll address it at that
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Whatever the requirement is,
She's
we'll
going to
address
ask
it.
about that. Yes. Thank you.
So, and then two last questions, right? So the perpetual easement on the neighboring property that serves your property.
Right.
If the applicant ever were to put a driveway at some point in the future, they would agree they would have to come back to the board because we already heard testimony that they're not going to put a driveway to the back of the structure.
Now, Charlie, would that include if they just put some stones down? I mean,
Yes.
that's, we want to make
Yes.
sure that's,
Yeah, I mean,
Whether it's gravel or any kind of
Yeah.
driveway.
yeah. And I think this applicant has the best intentions with this property, but like, I just want to make sure it's clear because we see properties get sold and then someone else
Yeah,
thinks that they can do
that's-
X, Y, and Z, and that's not what this board considered with the approval. And then the other thing is the driveway, you said you're going to relocate it. Are you paving it all the way back there, or is it going to?
Well, yeah, we'll pave it all the way. back,
Okay.
yeah.
That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
okay. Anything else from any of the board members? Questions?
Just so I don't forget,
Yeah.
along the lines, we're not looking to deed restrict this property, it would just be a condition of approval. Deed restrictions, no one could, even the board can't
Agreed.
change it. Okay, I just
Okay.
wanted to put that on the record,
Okay.
thank you. So our next witness is Ms. Cafone, Nazaro Cafone.
I like to sit in the chair. I always sit in here. I always sit here. It is. Yeah.
And since you have been qualified, we don't have to hear about you again.
Okay, good.
So
again,
we're-
good evening. This is an application for an expansion of a non-conforming use because while the zone permits a myriad of very intensive commercial uses such as manufacturing and self-storage, it does not allow for the residential use. So when you have the garage associated with the residential use, we are therefore expanding a non-conforming residential use. So the Burbridge case tells us that you can look for beautification, but you should also be looking for more than just mere beautification to make the site function better. And you heard from Mr. Lurie that we will eliminate the nonconformity with respect to the driveway setback and also agree to, as a condition of approval, to provide the sidewalks, which I know is very important to this board. As Planner Beam always says, we have to start somewhere. So I think that those are two benefits that the board can take note of and betterments that are associated with this case. So as far as particular suitability, there's an existing residential use on this property, and the property is, Mr. Lurie described it as undersized. I would say it's seriously undersized. It has only about 29,000 square feet, where the zone requires 120,000 square feet. So it's a very small lot compared to what the zone allows, and that's because the zone allows for some intensive commercial uses. So as far as having a substantial detriment on the zone plan, I don't see a substantial detriment on the SED zone plan for this area, given the existing conditions on the property and the existing configuration of the lot. I think the existing conditions and the undersized nature of the lot render it particularly suitable for this proposed use, and I think that the board can rely on criteria G, which talks about sufficient space and appropriate locations for a variety of uses, as well as criteria M. And for the reasons I stated as far as the permissibility of uses in the zone, I see no substantial detriment to the zone plan or the public good. If the board were to move favorably on this application, you've already heard the willingness to accept the conditions of approval, to relocate that driveway and construct the sidewalks, but beyond that, to work with Planner Beam on the architecture. We will request that relief. But as we have worked with you previously, when we have these prefab construction buildings, we know there's things that we can do to enhance the curb appeal and work with your team to ensure that that happens.
Okay. She says,
I'm good.
she is good. Charlie? Anybody from the board? Okay. Yep. Motion to go to public. Who's going to make? Yeah.
I make a motion to go to public.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Glenn. All in favor?
Yes.
The board will now be open to the public. If you have questions or comments, please come up and state your name and address.
Public there. Motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any further from the professionals?
No.
Okay, Mr. Jackson?
That's our case, Mr. Chairman, I'll submit.
Okay. This time I'd like to entertain a motion.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve this application. We've discussed quite a bit tonight, putting in the sidewalks, working with Jennifer on the architecture, and all the other stuff put on the record. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Mr. Cantor. Eileen, roll call.
Mr. Barillo?
Yes.
Mr. Cantor?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mr. Ryan?
Yes.
Ms. Scottson?
Yes.
And Chairman Murns.
Yes.
Application is approved.
On behalf of Mr. Bassender, thank you very much. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you. Good luck.
So long.
Okay, before we close tonight, Tom, you and Jennifer had spoken about our,
Class?
yeah,
Yeah. What time is that going to be, the starting time?
6,
6 o'clock, okay.
yes,
On August the 25th, right?
August 25th.
Okay.
For what?
We can do it before, we can do it after, whatever you guys want.
What are we doing?
Yeah, this is news to me.
Product
There's a
knowledge.
modest-
Just a little
there's a
Update on
modest
zoning
bulk
and stuff
variance
for
case
our-
on.
Oh, okay, oh.
And we were gonna do like our little
Yeah.
class, I'm like,
So what is the preference of the board, before or after? Yeah, yeah, I think we're all, let's do that.
6 o'clock?
Yep,
We're gonna know, that's for the whole board.
and if we're late, we gotta bring you a note.
Bring her an apple.
At least.
August 25th, we're saying?
Yes.
August 25th?
Yep.
So that's gonna be, we'll call that.
So, Eileen, when's the next meeting?
The next meeting is August 11th.
And what do we have on August 11th, just to give us?
I have an extension of time. I have the Zarelli application
Oh,
and the Atlantic Auto Bodies.
okay. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to close. By Anne Marie, second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Brillo. All in favor?
Yes.